Hello Virgo, and welcome to my channel Green Line Goddess Tarot. This is your monthly reading for November. What came out? Challenge and growth, and we have beautiful Miss Stella here. This is interesting, this kind of real primal raw from the lioness we're seeing here, challenging yourself to grow. And it's interesting, when I was tuning in for you guys and getting an image, I saw the maiden and she was wielding a sword, and it was a powerful sword, and it was the powerful sword of truth, and also a sword that can cut energetic ties if you need to be doing that. So that's the image they gave me starting the reading, and I feel like that's a really powerful and important image, especially the power of truth and the power of your mind. So here we have this beautiful lioness here challenging herself to grow throughout these situations, but there's also this sense of being able to understand that you can cut those old energetic ties if you need to, if things are holding you back from the past, from old energies. So yeah, it's fantastic. Let's see what else is coming through for you, Virgo. So what's shifting and changing for Virgo in November? Let's see what's shifting and changing for Virgo in November. Well, see if we can get the cards to come out. Let's see what is happening. Oh, here we have one. Okay. Right. Okay. Pentacle 8, Mercury Virgo, here you are. You are shifting and changing, but this is the card of work, getting down to work, putting in the work. So it could quite literally be about your work and your career. So it's this challenge to grow, but it may be that you're challenging yourself to grow in a certain area of your life when you're willing to put in the work. And we see that Mercury has come in, mentioning that sword, which represents Mercury, representing your mind. And so Mercury is coming in really, really strong for you guys. As you know, that's your planetary ruler. Speaking of the element of air coming through as well, we have Sword Queen. This is you. This was the energy I had of the maiden coming in, wielding the sword. Here comes the Sword Queen. Libra Throne. So we also have Saturn and Venus coming through, and the scales of justice. So the scales of balance and justice coming through. So the Sword Queen gets very, very clear inside her mind about what's going on here, about what she wants, how she's going to communicate it, what she's saying to herself. So it feels very much like this sense of this sort of truth that you've got, that you can come in. It's a very balanced approach. You're putting in the work, but if there's anything or anyone that just is not resonating anymore, you can kind of just, cut that tie. It's interesting because we have the card of work here, Pentacle 8. Saturn does represent work, rules, restrictions. So there could be a lot of legal stuff that's coming up that you might be dealing with, legalities in some sort. But we also have Venus. So Venus represents money. It represents relationships. So it could be to do with legal things to do with money or relationships. You're getting really clear about putting the work in, just getting that in order for whatever that means in your life. But the Venus energy is also about just enjoying yourself. It's about pleasure. It's kind of a little bit like the opposite of Saturn. Saturn's about discipline, work, rules, regulations. It can be about, institutions. But Venus is can be a little bit like lackadaisical. I'm into pleasure, enjoyment, fun, can be a little bit lazy, Venus sometimes. And so it's finding this balance between those two energies, work and play, pretty much. So it's finding this work-life balance that comes through with that. And so even though you're challenging yourself to grow here, you're the beautiful lioness, it's really important to maintain the balance and the things that give you pleasure and joy versus the stuff that you're willing to put, the effort you're willing to put into to work. So let's see what else is coming through for you, Virgo. So Virgo, I just wanted to let you know that this reading is for Virgo's sun, moon and rising. Always recommend to watch all three of your placements if you know where they are, because it gives you a fuller picture of what's going on for you. And this is a general reading, Virgo. Just take what feels right, leave the rest. And if it does really resonate, there will be an extended reading. And the link for that is in the description box below. It is hosted by my Patreon channel. So you get to go and look at other content that is there in the Patreon channel as well. So let's see what's coming through for you, Virgo. The other thing that they were saying with this that can be visas as well for some reason when it comes to like contracts and legalities. There could be stuff like that you're kind of working through, but I'm not feeling like there's any great block here. The challenge is that if there's something not working, here you are with your sword coming through and sorting that out. So, main card is the Chariot, which is saying that you're moving something forward. It's requiring a lot of effort and willpower, but you're doing it and things are coming together for you. So there's a lot of things that are going on inside your mind here. Here it comes, the Sword of Truth, the Ace of Swords. Okay, so you've got the power of that. So use that well this month. We've got the Star card, beautiful. This is where you're heading. This is into a beautiful energy. And you are presenting as the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So starting some new cycles here, the Lovers, there's some big choices up, but there could be a little bit of stress around that, but you're still getting clear about that. And the Four of Wands. Okay. Building some really solid foundations here, moving from the 4 to the 5 of Wands, one more, and we have the King of Cups. So the Page of Swords. Okay, again, the messages that you're getting or lines of communication, there's a lot going on when it comes to emails, texts, messages, filling out forms, documentation, anything like that, legalities, contracts. There's a lot of that stuff that you might be working with over this period. And even if you're studying and learning with the Page of Swords, this can be stuff online as well. But this Page of Swords is just processing a lot mentally. And there's a lot here that this Page of Swords is learning and discovering, open and curious mind. So I think you're managing a lot here. Virgo, to be honest. So, but managing it well, I have to say. I mean, so here we have the situation is the Chariot. And the Chariot is where the charioteer is moving things forward. The two sphinxes are heading in different directions. So it may be that it feels like you need to kind of gather forces together or bring things together in order to move things forward. But you are the driving force of moving something forward here with the Chariot. And it is crossed by the Three of Cups. It's like not time to celebrate just yet. The Three of Cups does represent celebration because there's still work to be done. So that's this interest, but the celebrations there, the connections, the friends, the people that you want to celebrate with are there or want to connect to are there. So here we're finding the balance between work and pleasure, that we're seeing it immediately in this very first situation that's coming through. So in crowning you is the Two of Swords. Stella's just decided to sit on it, so you might have to look at the screen for this one. So the Two of Swords can be where you've got a lot of decisions to be making here. A lot of decisions about the directions and yes, no, and yeah, it does feel like that. The Two of Swords can be hesitation as well. We've moved from the one, which is that sword of truth that comes in and clarity that comes through that we're seeing in the recent past, the Ace of Swords. It's like you've been handed that and you're seeing something really clearly, or you're starting some kind of new cycle involving a new form of communication or listening or writing or understanding, a new form of understanding that could be coming through, learning perhaps. But then it's like, what's going on inside your mind, because there's a little bit of hesitation about some of the choices around. We do see the energy surrounding you is the Lovers card, which represents a choice. And there could be some significant choices around relationships that are coming through. And at the base, we have the Nine of Swords, which is saying, well, there's a lot going on inside your mind here. There's a lot that you're processing. There's a lot. This can be a little bit of stress and worry and anxiety. It can be a few sleepless nights that can come through with the Nine of Swords. But it's just saying there's just so much going through your mind. Because you are readying here. You're readying here because you're turning up as the Ace of Pentacles. So you're ready to start the new cycle. You're ready to, off you go. It's a tangible new cycle that you're beginning and you're starting here. So this is something that you've chosen, that you've gone like, I want to do this. So whether it's a new cycle around your work and daily routines, or whether it's a new cycle around your health, or whether it's a new cycle around how you're working with your money. You might be working it slightly differently in November. It could be a new cycle about where you're living, but there's something new that's coming through here that you yourself, because you're turning up as the Ace of Pentacles, you're activating this, you're creating this opportunity. And so this might be something you're still questioning a little bit, or there might be still some little loose ends you need to tie up just to kind of sort this out, because we'd have the Lovers card around. But in the near future, we have the Star card, which is beautiful. This is feeling like, okay, I've made the right decision. I felt very guided. And so there's some kind of confirmation of a choice that's coming through here for you. You've made the right choice. You've made the right decision. And so the Star card is confirming that. And the Star card brings this sense of guidance, feeling very guidance. I'm following the North Star. Something I'm doing at this moment is really feels like the right choice, the right step for my future direction, for the future. So the Star card also brings in healing. It can bring in peace, compassion, healing. It can bring in a little bit of, because we're seeing the water bearer here with the Star, this is refilling your cup, but it's refilling your cup on a deeper level. It's not just your emotions. It's more on a kind of soul level or a spirit level. It's very much this sense of feeling like, okay, it could be deeply fulfilling, but it just is feeling good. So we have hopes and fears. We have the World card. This is represented by Saturn. Saturn is very much here. So we're seeing Saturn, even the garland around this character is a little bit like Saturn's rings, and Saturn's rings are kind of showing you restrictions, or showing you where there's a finality, something's ending, something can't go any further, and it's quite tangible and it's finished. So the World card could be that there's a lot of things that you need to finish and complete. It could also be just understanding that certain cycles are ending and there's new things beginning, because you've got a lot of aces coming in here as well. So yeah, the World card is is freedom and liberation from completion. Endings. And so the end of a journey, and you're starting something new here. So the Four of Wands, and this is going to be feeling quite personal, because you are turning up as the Ace of Pentacles. You're the one that's new. And so we have as the outcome the Four of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the King of Cups. So immediately I get to the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a Scorpio-like energy, so it could quite literally be a Scorpio in your life, but I feel like this is more you managing a situation. So again, the Five of Wands is saying you're leaving this sense of a home base with the Four of Wands. So some of you might even be traveling, just say, but it's getting out of something that feels like, okay, this is home base. But you're challenging yourself to grow, to take that next step out of what feels comfortable, what feels like home. And you're challenging yourself. The Five of Wands does represent a challenge, and it could even be that you're moving into more of a competitive arena, but it's definitely you're challenging yourself to get out of that home base energy, and to get out also I feel like this is moving beyond old relationship patterns as well, because we're seeing the relationship in the Four of Wands, the two people together, and we have the Lovers card. So I do feel like it's almost like I'm doing things slightly differently, or there's new patterns or new ways of being within relationships, new choices that can be made here. And that's part of the challenge, and that's part of what you're challenging yourself to grow with. So it feels like it's connected to both love and money and work, a lot of that. But the King of Cups is doing a lot of managing of situations, and also managing of emotions. There are still, there's an ocean here. For some of you, you might be traveling over the seas, or traveling overseas, quite literally. But it doesn't have to necessarily be that. We're seeing a metaphorical ocean there's a lot of currents happening here with the King of Cups. So maybe we're looking at currencies as well, quite literally. I don't normally make that connection, but they just brought it to me. So currents and currencies. But it's also, this can be your emotions, a sense that there's a lot of things that you're managing, this challenging yourself. Yeah, it could be bringing up some big emotions here, but the King of Cups has found a place of stability. He's got this little concrete throne that, even though you would think it should sink, it doesn't, because of the way that he's managing this. this. Also very intense emotions, this King of Cups. It is a Scorpio energy. So it's interestingly as well, because we are in Scorpio season, we're moving into Sagittarius season, further into November, further into the month. And we will be having a new moon in Scorpio coming up as well. So this energy of the Scorpio energy, and Mars is traveling through, and Mercury traveling through Scorpio for a lot of the month, and they move into Sagittarius. So Mars and Mercury in Scorpio, both of those things want to get to the bottom of something, wants to get to the truth, or wants to kind of dig deep. And so it's nothing surface level here. We're getting right there. So if you're wanting to do some research, this is actually really great energy. If you're challenging yourself to grow, it's very authentic. There's a sense of being very authentic to the integrity of who you are. So I feel like, yes, you're managing a lot of emotions here, but I want to say you're doing it with aplomb, and I don't normally say that word, but for whatever reason, they're showing me that word. So doing it well. So let's see what's going on. And of course, the Page of Swords, which I've already kind of spoken about. The Page of Swords is about what's going on inside your mind, and you're doing a lot of processing, learning a lot of new things, a lot of new information coming your way. This is where there's a lot of messaging, and a lot of that could be online. So we have, okay, affirmation card. My healing is already in progress. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So I feel like, it's one of those things that you're starting some very tangible new cycles here with this Ace of Pentacles. And the fact that you're the one making this change, it can be the internal change is creating an external change, which is actually very healing. So it says, my willingness to forgive begins my healing process. I allow the love from my own heart to wash through me, cleansing and healing every part of my body. I know I am worth healing. And so it feels like this is such a beautiful energy with the Star card coming in as well, which is the card of peace and healing, because there's an energy that you're moving into that you can find that energy. It's really beautiful. There's a situation, or that's kind of where it feels like you could be heading with this. So let's pull a charm for you, Virgo. Let's pull a charm and see what's coming. We've got two, and they're both kind of fighting for each other. I was trying to get them, so we'll see who they are. Okay, we've got the cat, interestingly. One cat's left and another cat's just come in. The cat and the key. It feels like it should be one of those little nursery rhymes, the cat and the key. But yeah, the cat, interesting. So cats, this cat is looking good, feeling good. It's got its little bow around bow around its neck. It's feeling pretty good about itself. So, and it's about the key to unlocking this energy of feeling really good about yourself. And it may be that you're actually, and this is this Venus energy that's coming through. So we've got the hard work that comes in, but then it's like get the pleasure and the enjoyment that comes in after that. So you're unlocking something around, feeling really valued and loved and feeling really good. So this is a really nice energy to come through with the key. So for some of you, Venus can represent luxury. So for some of you, if you are doing something like traveling, this could be literal keys. So spend a night somewhere where it feels luxurious to you. It doesn't have to be, it costs a lot, but it's just do something or feel something, unlock something that feels like it's pleasurable or luxurious for you. This can represent keys to homes, houses, holiday stays, Airbnbs. It could be a key to a car coming in. So for some of you, but it's not necessarily going to be for all of you. Mostly it's unlocking the key to looking good and feeling good, which is really fantastic. Cats are also very independent. They like to make their own rules. So this is where you're saying, I understand the rules of the situation, but I am making my own rules here and sticking with it and working with it and creating a space in my life so that, if I work hard at something, then it can give me the benefit, it can give me the pleasure that I'm seeking. So there's rewards for hard work coming through with this, Virgo. So that's your reading. We're going to take it over to the extended reading now and see what happens, because we get this sense that this King of Cups is holding it all together, managing a situation. Both the Five of Acorns, which is actually the Five of Wands. So the Five of Acorns is the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands, you've got two Five of Wands. I'm not sure if I called it the Five of Pentacles earlier, but it's the Five of Wands. So it is actually a sense that this wands represent your spirit. It represents messages you're getting for your spirit. So it's kind of like you've got to this little hump and you need to get over this hump and you're like, I can do it. So I feel like you're at this place where you're just getting yourself over the hump and you're managing your emotions well. There's a lot that you're processing here, and let's see what happens when you get over that hump. So let's see, because the next card after the Five of Wands is the Six of Wands, which is success, validation. And I feel like this is a lot to do with self-validation because of all this work that you're putting in here. So let's have a look at where this is all going in the extended reading. So I'd love it if you come over. The link for that is in the description box below. I usually ping the link to the comments as well. If you're interested in a personal reading, the link for that is also in the description box below. This is a great time of year to be looking at that because we're moving into 2024. So I do have a reading available, a personal reading available. It's not the zodiac signs. I haven't recorded them yet. They will come in the next month or so. But it is, if you're interested in a personal reading for what's coming in for you for 2024, the link for that is in the description box below. And so take care, Virgo. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Really appreciate it. It helps with the growth of the channel, and take care.